So I'm going to be doing a series of tutorials on metals so you can very quickly create the metals that you need to create for your scenes. To start with, we're just going to do a simple steel. Okay, I have a reference image here of steel. I'm just going to create this, and we're going to do this simply with the shader, and we're going to also do it with a Falloff, and I'll go over that very quickly. So basically, for your materials, just grab a Vero material, and I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to click on this to show the shaded material in viewport, and we're just going to assign it to the ball here. Okay, so basic traditional steel, old school, you just click on diffuse, make this black, and then reflection, just bring that all the way up, and turn off Fresnel reflections, and that gives you a basic mirror, perfect chrome. We're going to reduce this a bit, and basically the way this works is as I reduce this, I get diffuse. So this is a slider of how much diffuse I want and how much I want the scene reflected. And I'm going to bring down this glossiness, and I'll bring it down to about 0.6, I guess. And this, I can delete this one. And this we'll just call steel. And that's basic steel. You know, old school, that's basic steel. And you can render this, and this is going to look pretty good. Right, so that's an old school method of how I would go about creating this steel. And you can see it looks pretty nice there. Now, what I might add in is if you look in the reference image, you've got these long, you know, the reflections here, they're long, they're kind of stretched. And to create that stretched effect, you can use your anisotropy, which is right here. And you can just look at the ball and see what this does as you push this up. The maximum this goes to is 1, and as you go up, it just stretches those reflections. Obviously, 1 completely is nothing, it turns it off. But yeah, you just come down, and it just stretches those reflections. So they're only stretched a bit. We'll set it at about 0.4. And then you can rotate this as well. You can just go around, and this is just the angle. You know, where do you want it rotated to? So I'll set it at about, yeah, 46 is fine. And you can see the effect here if I just save this one. If I save that out, make this one A and this B. And you can just see those highlights are stretched. And that's all we were trying to create, just stretch some highlights there. And if you look here, I mean, these are stretched. You can leave it off if you like. I was just trying to stretch those highlights and show that to you. So that's basic steel. Now, the problem with this is, you know, like this will work fine in most renders. I'll do this and this will be quick and this will look great. The problem with it is steel has a particular, and all metals have a very specific fall off. If you come here to refractiveindex.info, you know, if you look at silver, for example, you can come down here and it'll show you the reflectance, it'll show you the level here. And this is what you need to create with your material. You need to create this sort of curve. Let's see gold. If you look at gold, you have a different curve here. So this is how you would create gold. You would create that fall off. So I'll show you that in a minute for steel. The problem with this being turned off is that you have the same reflection all the way across the material. From here to here, the reflection is the same. Now, in reality, it isn't the same. It changes. It becomes more reflective on the edges here. So if you turn it on and you raise this up to about 20, you might have to click on the L and unlock it. But if you raise it up to here, you get a similar effect. But now the curve there, even though it has a fall off and it becomes more reflective on the edge, it's not the correct fall off. So you can create the correct fall off either with a fall off or with this Osl texture. So I have Max 2018. In Max 2019, you have a whole bunch of new maps which have OSL in. I'll show you how to get this into Max 2018 and earlier versions of Max. So first of all, if you want to create a fall off, which is one way of doing it, you can go General, you can just double click Fall Off, you can plug that into Reflection, and then you click here, don't use the mixed curve, go into the output, enable this color map, click down here and just drag this up, add an extra dot in there, pull it along, make it, right click here, Bezier Smooth, and just pull that down, and bring it down a bit. And that's it. Metals actually become less reflective, and then they become more reflective. So that'll give you, turn off Fresnel there, that will give you your steel material. And if you render this out, you're not really going to see that very much. All right, now if I save this out, Call that A. Call this B. Let's take a look. Okay, so this slightly brighter one here is B, and the other one here is A. And if you take a look, you can't really see much difference, but it is becoming more reflective here on the edge. And that's how you create a steel material with a fall off. And if you want to get it the same brightness, you just raise this up a little bit more. Select these two, just raise these up a little bit, and you'll just increase the reflection that way. So that's basic steel. Now I'll do another tutorial showing how to do it with an OSL texture.